Hello, I am John Stamps, Lead Information Developer at BMC Software. This video is the third and final video in a series that describes how to use third-party SSL certificates with BMC Cloud products. Specifically, I'm going to show you how to configure the new 4.5 self-check monitor to use the third-party certificate we just created. After you finish installing the entire CLM stack, configure the following 4.5 products with the third-party certificates. The BMC CLM Self-Check Monitor, which we show you in this video, Cloud Portal Web Application or the End User Portal, the Cloud Portal Database AR System Server, in the past it was called Enterprise AR, and the BMC HRM Orchestrator or BAO. The first major step is to import the Platform Manager cacerts file on specific 4.5 CLM products. I'm going to provide an overview of the Java cacerts file. Unless you understand Java and SSL, this step is a little bit surprising. Why are we introducing the cacerts file? What's the difference between the keystore and the cacerts file? In a nutshell, here's the difference. The keystore file, or keystore.jks we created on the self-check monitor, stores all the certificates for that application. By contrast, the cacerts file is exactly what its name implies. The cacerts file represents a system-wide key store that stores all your CA certificates. Hence the name, CA plus certs equals cacerts. Because all of our product components are distributed across 8 to 10 VMs, we need to make sure that crucial components all share the same CA certificates. In our test environment, I created and installed a SSL certificate on my Platform Manager host. On the Self-Check Monitor host, import the Platform Manager cacerts file into the SSL certificate, into the cacerts file on the Self-Check Monitor host. Here is the first major step. Import the Platform Manager cacerts file into the Self-Check Monitor SSL certificate. Copy the Platform Manager cacerts file to the Self-Checker host, and then import the cacerts file into the SSL certificate you just created. Make sure that all the entries are successfully imported. And here we list the key tool command that you need to use up on the screen. This is what the process actually looks like. Copy the Platform Manager cacerts file and then paste the file into the Self-Checker host. Then use the key tool command to import the cacerts file into the SSL certificate you just created. Enter and confirm the password on the source key store, and then enter and confirm the password on the destination key store. Make sure that all the entries are successfully imported. Now import the Platform Manager CA certificates into the Self-Check Monitor CA certificates. Locate the CA certificates file in the bundled JRE. This is why we chose the bundled JRE during installation. I wanted to know which exact JRE that the Self-Check Monitor used during installation. This might sound funny, but there could be multiple cacerts files lurking out there on your VM. Then include the cacerts location in the key tool command. Then import the CA certificates. You'll notice that I included the passwords in the key tool command. There are a couple of options you should know about. You can leave out the source store password and the destination store password options. But there's one option you don't want to leave out, and that's no prompt. Otherwise, you're going to hit return about 80 times when you import all the CA certificates into your system. Here's the process. Enter the keytool command with the passwords included, and suddenly 84 certificates are imported. Configure the Self-Check Monitor server with a new keystore path and file. Locate and open the server.xml file with your favorite text editor. Find the connector section. Replace the keystore file reference with the new reference to the keystore JKS file that contains all your certificates. Just to summarize, we are not using the default self-signed certificate. Instead, we're using a third-party SSL certificate that's been imported into your keystore. Save the file and restart the Self-Check Monitor service, that is BMC CLM Health. Here are the actual steps. Locate and open the server.xml file. Scroll down and find the connector section. Replace the path to the default self-signed certificate with the path to the keystore.jks file. After you've made all your changes, save the file, open the services window, and then restart the Self-Check Monitor service, BMC CLM Health. Import the SSL certificate into your browser. We ran through similar steps earlier when we imported the root CA certificate into the browser. This time we're going to import the SSL certificate itself. Open the advanced settings of the browser, open Manage Certificates, import the certificate into the trusted root certificate authority, add the certificate to the root store, and then flush the browser cache. I always flush the browser cache when I'm testing certificates or new functionality for the first time, especially when I'm troubleshooting various problems. Under the Advanced Settings section of your browser, open Manage Certificates and import the SSL certificate. Select the certificate and then import it into the Trusted Root Cert Authority. Add the certificate to the root store and then go ahead and flush the browser cache. Test the new SSL certificate in your browser. Enter the HTTPS URL to the Tomcat server and make sure that you use the fully qualified domain name. Right-click the HTTPS lock in the URL. That lock should be green and not red. Review the certificate, then click the certification path and review the chain of certificates. Make sure that each link in the chain of certificates is OK and secure. Verify the HTTPS URL with the Self-Check Monitor. Enter the HTTPS URL to the Self-Check Monitor. Once again, make sure that you use the fully qualified domain name. Review any warnings. Assuming that you correctly installed and configured your SSL certificate, you should not see any warning that your server is not trusted. If you do see that nasty warning, you've done something horribly wrong. It's likely that you botched your chain of certificates somewhere. Optionally, review the instructions in the browser and configure the self-checker if you want to. Here's what I did. I opened a new tab in the browser. I entered the HTTPS URL to the Tomcat server. Again, I used a fully qualified domain name. The URL passed, and you'll notice the lock is green and not red. I right-clicked the lock, and now we're going to review the certificates. We click the certificate information. We review the various details. And then we click the certificate path. And we notice that every one of our certificates in the entire chain is okay. Then I went ahead and entered the entire path to the self-checker. The self-checker opens without any warnings, and we are 100% successful. As an option, use the Google browser troubleshooting tools. In the browser, click F12 and open the Google troubleshooting tools in your browser. Click the Network tab. Access the Self-Check Monitor URL a second time and review any error messages. Here are the Google troubleshooting tools in action. Click F12, click Network, enter the URL, and review any error messages that might appear in the browser. By way of summary, we've explained the significance of the cacerts file, namely that it's a file that contains all the CA certificates in your system. We imported the Platform Manager CA certificates into the Self-Check Monitor. We verified the new certificate with the Self-Check Monitor. And as an added bonus, we showed you how to use the Google Chrome troubleshooting tools. And that's it. We showed you the entire process end to end on how to use the third-party SSL certificates with BMC Cloud products. Thank you very much for patiently watching these videos.